Hey Molly, so here we go with our first attempt at verbal feedback. You'll have to let me know if it works for you and if you like it. Okay, so right off the bat, all this information is going to be required. So I see that your unit title is narrative writing, but the lesson title helps me to know what it is that we're getting into, which aspect. Okay, I see that you're tackling 8th grade. You need to acknowledge their prior content knowledge. That's a really important part of scaffolding, and tell me, what it is you're going to be working towards in this lesson plan. So make sure you get those components filled out completely each time. Okay, all right. So for your established goals, all right, so you're looking at writing narratives and using techniques such as dialogue, pacing, description, okay? So I'm going to be looking for a lesson plan that teaches the kids how and why to do this and guides them into practicing it. Okay, excellent. Your content question, why are narrative techniques important to stories and how can a writer use them? Perfect, wonderful. Your essential global questions, how do narratives help us understand people and how are our lives like a narrative? Ooh, that is intriguing. I really like these two questions. I think they do a nice job at kind of getting those creative juices flowing and get the kids thinking in the direction that you want them thinking in. Good. I hope those global questions show up in your lesson plan. I think that would be very useful. All right. Scrolling just a little bit. Students will understand how to write a narrative, how to use techniques. Excellent, well aligned, nicely done. Looking at your be able to's. Identify techniques used in a narrative. Give an example of a narrative by writing a 5-paragraph narrative. And compose a narrative using the techniques. Okay, excellent. Well aligned, student friendly speak. Good job. Formative assessment, so a ticket out the door to recall techniques. Summative, compose a 5-paragraph narrative. Good for you, nice, well aligned, I like it. All right, so on to the learning plan. Last class we talked about paragraph writing. Can someone tell me what we learned? Sentences, topic sentence, a transition, good. Okay, hey, think just real quick up here, if it is 7:30 in the morning on a Monday and these kids, bell rings, they sit down, and the first thing their teacher says to them is, last class we talked about paragraph writing. Can you tell me what we learned about that? You're not going to grab them. You're not going to engage them. You're just going to, there'll be a few of them, a few of the well-behaved kids that'll be along with you, but think about, you want their attention, you want their mind, you want their focus. And honestly, your global questions were great. Why not just copy and paste your global questions right in here for the hook and talk about how is our life like a narrative? And then transition into, right, the smallest chunk of each narrative is going to be the paragraph. What did we learn about them? Right? So think about, really engaging them, okay? All right. So now we're going to use our new skill of paragraph writing to write a narrative. All right. Write down the definition of narrative. All right. Excellent. You're going to write a narrative about an event in your life, real or imagined. Oh, nice. I like that you're anticipating this. How do we imagine a life event? Good for you. Good. And it helps me so much when you guys script this stuff out. It helps me to understand, what kind of teacher persona you want to create for yourself so I can help you towards that goal. So I appreciate that. Okay. All right. 5 paragraphs long. I want you to develop your writing skills. Narrative's a good way to start. Let's discuss how we outline. I'm giving you a worksheet. Okay. All right. This outline is going to help you organize your thoughts. Okay, talk about the requirements. I'm going to scroll down, don't get too dizzy here, and look at your worksheet that you hand to your kids. Okay. Oh, there it is, got it. Okay. Attention grabber, thesis topic, describe, descriptive language. Oh, very nice. Okay, very nice, thank you. Okay, whoops. Sorry for all the scrolling, making you dizzy. Back up to here. Okay, all right. Requirements, write a narrative, 5 paragraph, 2 narrative techniques. Whoa, back up a little bit. So, okay, we still haven't engaged them or convinced them that writing a narrative could be interesting, that it's a necessary skill. Nothing. You jumped right into the requirements. You're begging for behavior problems, right? You're begging for the, I don't want to do this, and derailing you. So grab them, teach them that the skill is important, convince them, all right, before you move into the requirements. And I find this interesting. You say, use at least 2 narrative techniques to develop characters or events, use structure and details, but I haven't seen any direct instruction on those yet. That might be coming, so no judgment there, just a comment, okay? All right. Oh, see? Oh, look at this right here. How do you tell a story to someone? There's your engagement piece right there. Give them this first, right? Give them a question that they can answer. How do you tell someone a story? Well, you tell them what happened. You tell them who was there. See how that grabs them, it engages them, it orients their focus, it increases their efficacy. Then you move into, great, you guys already know so much about stories, so now we're going to work on writing down some of your cool stories. Oh, nice. Okay, you've got it. You've got exactly what you need. It's just a rearrangement, an organization, a structure thing, okay? All right. Reread your definition of a narrative. What does that have to do with stories? Excellent. Here you go. Here are the narrative techniques I want you to use. Write them down. Dialogue, conversation between characters, great. I have to wonder if you're going to teach them about punctuating the dialogue at some point. Pacing, the movement of a literary piece from one point or section to another. Sounds a little abstract, but you may be dealing with that in a minute. Description, detailed observation. I want at least 2 of these techniques, okay? I'm going to model for you what I want you to see in paragraphs. Okay, one of the things that I'm really big on, and you'll start hearing this a lot from me, is allowing the kids to experience before you label. You have all the pieces you have, but let's reorganize them. Let's start with that cool global question. How is our life like a narrative? And then what does it mean? Like, what do you need to do when you tell someone a story? Oh, you tell them this, this, and that. Great. So I'm going to write a story for you guys, right? I'm going to write this paragraph. Help me out with this. Blah, 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 blah. Then you move into the direct instruction piece. Do you see what I did here? Right, you highlight it and you go, this is imagery. Do you see what I did here? You know how I use transition words? That's all about pacing. Write these in your notes. Right, when you reorganize it so that they have engaged in an effective way first, and then you label for them, I think that you're going to have a lot more fun with your students. I think they're going to be a lot more willing to be engaged, okay? All right, so steps to write a narrative. All right, I see that you're right. Oh, good. Not tackling all of them in one lesson. I think that's a wise choice. Okay. The events that you want to talk about. So here's your model and sample paragraph in the appendix. Great. I'll look at that in a sec. Excellent. Excellent. So transferring your story into writing, recapping and reviewing what you're doing with your kids and what you did with the lesson. Excellent. Okay, today we're starting on first drafts. Started like a journal entry. Good, good. Give them something that they already know and understand so they have this structure that they can hold on to. Excellent, I like that. Okay, all right. Guided practice. We're going to practice our narrative skills together as a class. Here's a situation. What do we do first? Pick a topic. Oh, beautiful. Oh, this is beautiful. After you modeled for them, you guide them through the practice. Writing an outline. Oh, beautiful. Nicely done. Okay. All right. Oh, look, here's your topic. You come to class one day and there's a substitute teacher. What happens in class that day? Oh, boy. They could come up with some funny answers to that. Excellent. Outline your different ideas, and here's your assignment. Oh, yes. Very nicely done. Okay, wrapping it up with report back to the class. Opportunities to share a paragraph, brag about their cool work, and send them off for homework. Excellent. I'm going to scroll down just a little bit more and get sample paragraph. Wonderful. Molly, you have all the pieces you need in here. You've done a nice job scripting, anticipating answers, modeling and guiding. This is great. I think literally just a reorganization, and think hard about Doug Lemov's double planning. Put yourself in the student's shoes and ask yourself, do I know why I'm doing this? Am I engaged? Do I care? And get some of those little components in there. But really, Molly, nice work. Nice, very thorough work. I appreciate it.